Alright, what's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. You're watching the daily series of Nwadei MMA, where I give you my thoughts, but more importantly ask for your thoughts on what's going on in the MMA community. However, today we're going to be breaking down one of the most exciting fights on UFC 296. So a lot of people aren't even really talking about the main event in Colby Covington versus Leon Edwards. Instead, they're talking a lot about Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Stephen Thompson, because we know this is going to be a banger of a fight. Now, guys, let me know in the comments before we get into the rest of this video on if you guys want to see a Brandon Royval versus Alexandre Pantoja matchup, and I'll go ahead and break that one down for you guys as well. But today we're going to be focusing on Stephen Thompson versus Shavkat Rakhmonov. We're going to be watching a couple of their fights. For Shavkat Rakhmonov, we're going to be studying the Geoff Neal fight, just because I feel like that showed more from Shavkat than any of his other fights. We know he took down Neil Magny, we know he took down his other opponents and finished them very quickly, but he wasn't tested, right? Everyone is strong when they're starting out in the first round. So I think the Geoff Neal fight is the best example for that. And then we're also going to be watching Stephen Thompson versus Geoff Neal. And we might watch one more Stephen Thompson fight, just depending on if we have time. But I want to make this one quick for you guys. So those are the two we're going to focus on. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and leave your comments down below. And also, if you want more videos like this one, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified when more videos like this one come out in the future. And also, if you want my full UFC 296 predictions that I just dropped, go ahead and check out my last video, episode 21 of the Will versus the Way podcast, and that's where you'll be able to find them. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So I feel like some of us already kind of know what Stephen Thompson likes to do as far as his fighting style, right? He's a karate specialist. So I feel like the more interesting character is Shavkat Rakhmonov as we get started with round one of this fight. Shavkat is the newer face. He's the one that most people want to know what he's good at and stuff like that. To be honest, I feel like he's well-rounded everywhere, which is why he gets so many finishes. He starts off with a high round kick against Geoff Neal. Now, in this fight, I actually chose Geoff Neal to win this fight, because I thought that he just had the hot streak going. He fought the tougher competition so far at that point in time, and that he didn't telegraph many things. He has a lot of power and stuff like that. He's good everywhere. But Shavkat showed us a lot in that fight. Now, this is an interesting thing to pay attention to, what Shavkat likes to do in the clinch and in close exchanges, because I think that the Stephen Thompson fight is gonna get there. But I also, and mainly, want to look at how he closes the distance, because we know Stephen Thompson's gonna play at range, right? That's a bit overhand right. If you notice, right, he likes to throw a lot of things off that right side. So he's an orthodox fighter, which means his right hand is his power hand, or right side is his power side. And look how many right hands he just threw. He just threw 3 right hands in concession. There's 2 right hands in succession. So if you're understanding what he's doing, Geoff Neal is a southpaw, right? So his opposite stance, a little bit more distance he has to cover. Instead of covering that distance with the lead hand or just with footwork, he's actually doubling up on his right hand or his right side, using that back leg high kick in order to close the distance, look for the clinch. And then right here, he's looking for the knees, right? He has good control. Let's actually go back on that, because yeah, look at how he controls this, right? He looks for his knees. Geoff Neal starts trying to move. He's constantly aware of if his opponent's going to be throwing these, and look how he's controlling that forearm. Look how he's controlling that forearm. A lot of people don't do that, right? They start looking for underhooks and stuff like that, but what they don't know is that he's actually controlling Geoff Neal's body just by pushing his elbow against his own body, right? So very high level in the clinch as well. And to be honest, Stephen Thompson is good in the clinch, but I think Shavkat is definitely going to have that advantage there. Now, I'm going to try not to pause this fight too much, just because it did go almost the full 3 rounds. Okay. Geoff Neal you see how he doesn't telegraph anything? That's what I like so much about Geoff Neal. Oh, almost landed that high kick. You know, I think that high kick's actually an opening, because you see how tall Shavkat stands. He doesn't have a low stance. He's very tall, and he backs up with his chin straight up in the air. There he goes, doubling up that right hand again. I think he's susceptible for those overhands, ridge hands, or even a high kick hit behind a cross. Uh-oh. But yeah, just pay attention to how he likes to close that distance, how he closes that gap. Stephen Thompson, we know he likes to switch stances. He'll go southpaw very often, as well as obviously his main stance in orthodox. Oh, that was a good body shot. See, when he walks across distance, that's why he's doubling up on the right hand, because you can see when he walks across distance, he's getting touched. He has a lack of head movement. And while he's very impressive and he gets a bunch of finishes, that was good head movement. But coming forward, he has a lack of head movement, is what I meant. That hurt Geoff Neal. And with a knee. God, he's a brutal fighter. But as I was saying, some of his, I guess, the lacklusterness of him, some of his faults, so to speak, would be him coming forward with a chin up in the air, backing up with the chin up in the air. He stands very tall, right? Which could allow for takedowns, but he hasn't fought many wrestlers. And you know, we also haven't seen his outside fighting. You know, all we've seen from him is his pressure forward style, and the fact that he likes to come forward. Very good clinch, which is why he's able to come forward. That was good head movement. There you go. This is a strong guy he's holding against the cage, by the way, guys. You see how he's constantly looking for those elbows, and then right hands, cutting him off with the right hand, keeping that pressure on him. And he doesn't always step like a traditional southpaw, right? He doesn't always, you see his foot placement right here? He doesn't always have this foot placement. A lot of times when he's pressuring people, he'll actually step inside of them. And I'll find you an example of when he's doing it. But right now, he's setting up that powered right hand. Boom. Getting him to circle so that he can continue his forward pressure. Bang. End of the first round. This fight was honestly bonkers too. I ended up dropping, I think it was on my last channel, but I ended up dropping a reaction video to it. It might be on this channel too. Y'all can go ahead and look for that, but it was actually bonkers. Just watching it live and everything. So he started off with a couple good teeps. See how many clinch exchanges there are? He doesn't allow you to go forward for too long. He always wants to keep you on the back foot. He's going orthodox here. Or, well, he is orthodox. Constantly setting up that right side. Look at it. It's beautiful. Drive him to the cage. Now right here, I feel like you would have been smart to look for takedowns against Geoff Neal, because Geoff Neal is mainly known for his striking. He is good everywhere, but he's mainly known for his striking. Oh, here he goes. Tries to run the pipe. And denied. Stephen Thompson has good takedown defense as well. Did get taken down a couple times in his last few fights, but generally he has good takedown defense. And it takes more energy to take someone down against the cage. Yeah, so I feel like the highlights of him is his forward pressure, his pace, how he's throwing everything to finish his knees, elbows. He has good spinning kicks as well, good ground game. decent wrestling. I think the problem he's gonna have in this fight though is the range management. You see how he's getting touched with his chin in the air? That's not a good look, especially going against a sniper like Stephen Thompson. There's some good head movement. Nice. That was good. That was beautiful. Ooh. He wants to land those elbows so bad. That's a tough fighter to fight, bro. Geoff Neal, his face is just like, what the fuck is going on? That pace and that pressure, it's tough to deal with. Is he looking for another takedown? No, couldn't find it. Geoff Neal is doing a good job though with his clinch defense. Like I said, Geoff Neal's a game fighter. This was not an easy opponent. Nice right hand to body kick, deep. And then eats a bunch of shots. Feels like sometimes he doesn't know when to not pressure. Alright, he has trouble staying safe sometimes against a high level guy like Geoff Neal. If he can, I feel like if Shavkat can kick Stephen Thompson's legs with the side kicks and the roundhouse to the legs, I feel like if he can do that, it'll slow down his movement a lot and it'll allow him to get into more clinch situations like this, because I think this is where Shavkat can win this fight. And the clinch exchanges, obviously mixing in the wrestling to get him tired and stuff like that. Stephen Thompson's just a dog though. He's a dog and he's been a dog for years. So it'll be interesting to see the contrast of how Shavkat approached fighting Geoff Neal and how Stephen Thompson did. Because if I remember correctly, Stephen Thompson broke his hands fighting Geoff Neal, or at least one of them. There you go, now you're using this jab. To be fair, the reason he's not using more of the jab in this fight, going against an opposite stance fighter, is because the jab is somewhat nullified. There's different ways you can use it to close the distance and stuff like that, but the way Shavkat likes to close the distance super quick, it's better set up off of the double right hand. And the way he likes to enter those clinch exchanges, the right hand brings that hip in so that he can enter those clinch exchanges as well. Step to the outside of the leg. Doubles up on that roundhouse. Constantly looking for that clinch, constantly looking for that knee. And I feel like that's why his head, ooh, that was clean. And I feel like that's why his head is up so high, because since he's constantly looking for that clinch, he stands tall and you see that? Oh Lord. Saved himself by getting into that clinch. That was not a good situation. Oh man. Oh god, this fight is gonna be fucking insane. So I feel like we know how this plays out, right? Oh, actually, let's look at that. Let's try to take down Geoff Neal again. Look for that high crotch, can't get it. Looking for, yeah, can't even run the pipe. Geoff Neal doing a good job defending. He has the wizard, so single legs are now shut down. So Shavkat will be better off looking for a body lock here, or maybe a judo style throw. Good clinch control. Can't really find a takedown though. Geoff Neal did a really good job denying these. But that's where he finds his elbows. People start denying takedowns in the clinch, then he'll start throwing those elbows and knees. Right now, he's controlling that arm. He can really throw knees, There's a 2-on-1 on Jeff's arm. Oh, knee off the break. Now the danger about that, throwing knees off the break so often and having that in your style, is that, you can get hit by boxing combinations off the clinch, like we talked about earlier. So, moving forward, okay, he hurts him, gets into the cage. Oh, brutal knees to the body. Oh, God. Elbows. Bone booth fighting here. Bone booth fighting. And he ends up submitting Jeff, right? Couldn't take him down, got him against the cage, but ended up finishing him with a standing rear naked, right? So, moving forward, Stephen Thompson's fighting against Geoff Neal. Let's see how he approached it, because he definitely approached it differently than Shavkat did. And this is a cut-up video, but screw it, we'll watch it anyways. So, because Shavkat throws double right hands, right? Since it brings that back hip forward so much, side kicks are going to be imperative. Geoff, man, look at that range management. It's different. It's different. He doesn't stay at these ranges. He blitzes in because it's karate style footwork. Good side kick. As soon as Geoff knows his range, he shows him something different. Bang, bang. Right off the stance switch. That can be dangerous. Going against Shavkat, that can be dangerous. Right off the stance switch, going to that 1-2. Looks to body. There it goes. That's gonna be where Geoff Neal can, not Geoff Neal, Shavkat can find his success. So this is a 5-round fight, so I'm glad that they kind of chopped it up, so that, you guys don't have to watch all of that. But look at the way he's floating, switching stances. That's gonna be hard for Shavkat to track down, constantly worry about which foot's on the outside. Is he gonna double up his right hand, or is he gonna lead with the jab? Stephen did get cut though. That was what, a headbutt? Attacking the outside calf. One thing about Stephen too is he's not gonna slow down. He really doesn't ever slow down. Even in the Kevin Holland fight, as brutal as it was, he didn't slow down. Back taking that proper angle against the southpaw. Now this is same stance. This is interesting to see. That's when he was using his side kick. Him and Shavkat too are gonna be same stance fights. You know what? You know what actually might be a better video to watch? Ooh. Because while Geoff Neal is good, they both fought him. You see this same stance, side kick to spin and turn kick. Yeah, this is what you're gonna do. This is why people take down Stephen Thompson. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna keep that distance. He's gonna keep that footwork going. As soon as you start trying to overcommit, close that distance, he runs you into these hard strikes. So even though he's not throwing them hard, the speed at which he throws them and the timing of it makes it feel like a brick that you're running into, especially in these forearms gloves. Or with that bare heel. Look how he pulled back into that cross. Oh my God. Yeah, he broke me, Geoff Neal, down in this fight. And anyone who is trying to strike with him, I feel like even now at 37 or 38, whatever he is, he's still gonna break them down. Which is why Shavkat's gonna need to grapple. However, let's go ahead and look at Stephen Thompson versus Vicente Luque. think that actually might be a better fight in order to determine what we're gonna see here. So Steven's going against a guy who's known to pressure, like Vicente Luque. He's going southpaw, so that there's a little bit more distance. Okay. And now he's orthodox. See how hard it is to get a read. And even if you're opposite stance, you don't necessarily want to step outside of his foot. Why? Because that side kick is coming right to that lower rib, that floating rib. But look at him. Look at how he's studying. Bang, side kick. Now he gets to keep that proper angle. And I think, honestly, I think his side kick is better off of his right leg too. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see Stephen Thompson go southpaw a fair bit against Shavkat. Get him to commit to that double right hand and jam that side kick in there. Now that was good. That was double right hand, and we saw Stephen get hit with it. Now what I want to see is that a pattern? Can he get hit with it multiple times, or was it just a mistake and now he's going to understand that read? Because now he's same stance as Vicente. They're both orthodox. Man, but you see how the difference between him and Geoff Neal? Now, they're not going against Shavkat. He's not going against Shavkat right now, right? But he's circling way before he gets to that black line, or way before he gets to that cage. It's constant circling. So his back never ends up against that cage. Think about it. Everyone he's fought has been trying to take him down, or has been trying to close that distance like this. He's had a lot of practice at it. So even though he's 38, 37, you can't count Stephen Wonderboy Thompson out. Ever. Bang. Nice right hand. Oh. Double left hand by Vicente. That caught him. See, he's in trouble now. Yep. Oh, I think he got hurt with that. So this is what I wanted to see. Now we get to see the clinch. Oh, Vicente should have backed out there. Time that left hand off of that roundhouse, which we know Shavkat likes to throw from opposite stance. Outside low kick. Just talking in that calf. Oh, long one too. Okay, keeping his foot. Oh, switch stance. Jumping roundhouse. You don't get to see that. Look at this. Now this is what Shavkat has to worry about while closing distance. The things you don't see, right? What I mean by that is he's southpaw, right? He clearly doesn't have enough room with the cage behind him to actually get in a good stance. Look at this. As soon as Luque starts trying to close the distance, he changes it. He throws the jab, switches stances, and it comes back with a 1-2. Isn't that just beautiful? That's not only beautiful, but that can catch a lot of people lack, especially someone who doesn't know how to back up as well as Vicente just did there, who has that constant forward pressure in their mind, and his back's against the cage, he's trapped. That's where it becomes dangerous. Now I want to see Vicente look for a couple more takedowns, but I think he's just insistent on striking with Wonderboy. That was a good 1-2 by Wonderboy. So crisp. Are you guys kind of understanding why this is going to be a tough fight for Shavkat? I feel like a lot of people are countering Wonderboy out. Yes, he is getting up there in age. Shit, trust me, I know that too. But I think if he could keep it on the feet, it's as good of a chance as anyone, right? The amount that Shavkat gets hit while coming forward against a precise striker like Geoff Neal or like Stephen Thompson. Good right hook. You see how he switches stances like that? He wants you to come in at him, which is why I feel like if it's predictable forward pressure from Shavkat Rakhmonov, it's gonna be trouble. Now, lastly, I think we've seen enough of this fight. The last one I want to watch with you guys is the Gilbert Burns fight. Now, why do I want to watch this fight? Oh, this fight is boring, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's not why I want to watch it. Well, why I want to watch it, I want to see what Gilbert did against the fence that helped him take down Stephen Thompson. Because if they have been watching film, right, then they'll see how Gilbert closed the distance. Not only closed the distance, but took him down. This one's a little bit different. Gilbert's backing up, right? He's not constantly pressuring Stephen Thompson. Very defensive. However, when Gilbert does go, he goes. He's gonna blitz look constantly. Now he's trying to get him against the cage. You see, he wants to cut him off. Ooh. Tries to cut him off with a kick. Seems like Wonderboy's just so calm here, though. Oh, okay. So he shot a single and rode it to the cage. Now, Shavkat, usually he likes to stand high against the cage, but that's because he wasn't trying to really take them down. Now, you see Gilbert has this low clinch posture. Stephen Thompson has a good whizzer on him. However, he lost control of that hand. Gilbert's controlling that hand, so he's winning the hand fight right now. Now, Stephen Thompson's on the elbow. You see that? Now Gilbert's controlling the hand again. Now what Gilbert should be looking to do is, yeah, he's going to knee there, but he's going to use this right leg to scoop Stephen Thompson's leg and then take his back to the ground. Or at least that's what a lot of grapplers will do, especially against a guy like Stephen Thompson. And I can see Shavkat doing that. So Stephen, from my liking, has stayed here a little too long. But it's the first round. He's probably trying to feel him out. Gilbert did good, though, to keep kneeing here. These don't look effective, but these knees hurt. They slow you down. They'll slow that forward down. So now he shoots on a deep double, trying to get his hands connected. He's not going to get this one. There's no way he gets this one. So this is early. Early fight takedown defense. Oh, runs the pipe, takes it back to the ground, and he's on top. Now, keep in mind, Shavkat, while he's wrestling, might be on par with Gilbert Burns. His ground game is not. His ground game is not on par with Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is a multiple-time world champion in jiu-jitsu. You saw Hamzat didn't want to be on the ground with him. Nobody wants to be on the ground with this guy. I mean, he even reversed Damian Maia, and they ended up beating him up on the ground. Very dangerous guy, and especially if they're choosing position over submission. A guy like Gilbert Burns, it's no wonder that he didn't stand up. He's not sacrificing any position. He's in these little rabbit shots. Stephen could be building up to almost give Gilbert his back just because he's on the cage and it's not going to mean much. But instead, he's choosing to try and face him, which is interesting. Probably doesn't want to get wrist righted. Gilbert's trying to break his base back. There he goes. Get that back. Yep. Except grab that whizzer. Can't stay here though. Stand up. There's that frame on the elbow. Digging the underhook now. And if he is able to get up against Gilbert, I think he will be able to get up against Shavkat. Now, later in these rounds, so we don't have to watch the whole thing, Gilbert was actually more patient. This is what we're gonna watch. Later in the fight, Gilbert was actually more patient, which allowed him less room to even make moves like that to get up. But Shavkat, considering he always goes for the finish, he's gonna give Wonderboy a lot more chances to try and stand up than Gilbert Burns gave him, which is dangerous. Now, he's good everywhere. He wants to go for the finish. It's exciting for the fans. But as far as winning this fight, a crucial fight in order to get Shavkat deeper into the title picture, and a crucial fight for Stephen Thompson to continue his success in his career, that's going to be important. That's going to be imperative for Shavkat not to force a finish. Take what Stephen Thompson gives you if you get him down. Now, will he be able to control him against the cage? I think so. But will he be able to get Stephen Thompson against the cage, and how many times will he be able to get him against the cage? That's the question. Now, I do personally think that Shavkat is smart. I think he has really good coaches behind him. If you think about it, Vicente Luque, who trains at Shavkat's gym, has already fought Stephen Thompson. They've already game planned for him. He had a all-out war for fucking 5 rounds. Both of Stephen Thompson's hands were broken, or 3 rounds actually. Bilal Muhammad, who spent time over at Kill Cliff, has also fought Stephen Thompson and been able to game plan for him. So I feel like they're gonna have the right game plan. It's just a matter of, can he execute it, or can Stephen Thompson do what he's been doing to everybody else? Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Am I gonna give you my prediction? Nah. Go ahead and check out episode 21 of The Will versus The Way for that. But with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed.